We're in beautiful North Myrtle Beach. We're also going to take you to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We came up to check out the aftermath of Hurricane Isaias and also to let you know about a closure and some other information. So we just walked down this public beach access, and as you can see, we cannot get to the beach here. There's like a 10+ foot drop off where the dunes were eroded, and where you see those sticks right there, that's where the dunes used to be. So all that was completely washed away. And then also right over here is Sea Cabin Pier, and as you can see, it's missing a large piece, and the pieces of that pier have been washing up on the beach, and they did have a swim warning because of that, but now they are saying that people can swim again in this area. So we'll get down to the beach and give you a different view of that. Here's the keep off dune sign. So we've made it down. It looks like they've just created a place you can access the beach. So we're down near the very end of Cherry Grove, and so you can see the dunes erosion where the dunes used to be. So sad. I saw they were talking about, you know, how to put them back, because of course they protect the property and protect the beaches. And then there's another view of Sea Cabin Pier. So that entire section was taken out by Hurricane Isaias. There's another view of those dunes and the destruction there, and also the pier from down on the beach. It is a gorgeous day today though, beautiful day. We're now walking away from the pier towards the inlet at the point of Cherry Point. That's where the name comes from, the point part. And in Cherry Grove, and so you still see some more erosion of the dunes over here and the beginning of the waterway up here, and we will come up here and check that out too. Beautiful morning though, gorgeous. This just looks so strange with no dunes. It's just a totally different looking landscape. I mean, look at this big flat area right here at the point. Is just so bizarre. Here, this trash can gives you an idea again of how much of the dunes are missing. Wow, it's just so bizarre seeing this wide open flat space like this. We haven't been down here in a while, so maybe this has been here, but also it's like almost an entire tree here that's washed up, but we couldn't tell you if that's from the hurricane or if that was already here. So now we're coming up to the waterway part. So the ocean is over here, and then now we're coming up to the waterway in the inlet. Now we're to the inlet part. We've got some people fishing here, and we're coming around here to look for the Angel of Hope, which is a statue, and it stayed up during the hurricane. So we're going to take a look at that. So now we're down to the inlet proper, and ooh, we keep seeing schools of fish. I don't know if those will show up on the film. It's a gorgeous day, and the inlet's nice and protected. I mean, it looks like they have like tiny amounts of erosion, but definitely nothing like the beach side. We've got a chair washed up here, and you can see all the debris that's washed way up onto the dunes. And I mean, that's even this protected area that's not out in the open ocean. So now we're up above, and you can see just all the sea grass and stuff that washed all the way up to the border here to these condominiums. Got a sign for dangerous currents, no lifeguards on duty out here for the point. And we're coming up on the Angel of Hope, and the angel did not turn over during the hurricane. So we're gonna come up here and get a closer look at her. And here she is. So one of the residents of these condominiums came out to check on her right after hurricane, and she was still standing. And this woman here is who put her up. And then after she passed, her family put this plaque up in her honor. But the woman originally put it up just as a place to come and mourn those that you've lost. I can't think of a more pristine place to have something like that. We're now on Ocean Boulevard in Cherry Grove section of North Myrtle Beach. And we've already driven this one direction. We didn't see any damage. So the damage from Hurricane Isaias thankfully seems to be limited to the pier and the beach area. Not that that's good, it's bad, but at least we haven't seen damage to people's property that at least that's visible from Ocean Boulevard. I know in our neighborhood we had some fences that were blown down, and that was about it. We're in Myrtle Beach proper. So, you know, there is minor wind damage, but I haven't seen massive structural wind damage. I think more of the damage was from flooding, and we are going to go down to Myrtle Beach proper and talk about that in more detail. There seems to be a lot of people going to the beach later in the summer this summer. We're now into August, and usually that's when you start seeing the crowds drop off, despite the fact that it's still warm and you can still swim. I think it's because usually kids are going back to school, and so people have that mindset and they're not thinking so much about vacation. And so because things are different, and I think a lot of school for some people will be virtual or online learning, I think people are taking later vacations. Because this is, just for frame of reference, this is very early in the morning. It is 9 a.m. right now. And so that's why you're not seeing tons of traffic, but there's still a lot of movement for this time of the morning. And also North Myrtle Beach is a lot more relaxed and less crowded than Myrtle Beach proper. So you wouldn't see as many people in this area anyway. We just passed Cherry Grove Pier. It looked in good shape. We haven't heard of any damage to that. And also, if you're not familiar with North Myrtle Beach is a city that is separate from Myrtle Beach. Despite the name, it's not the north part of Myrtle Beach, it's actually a separate city. And Cherry Grove is a section of the beach. You see Cherry Grove on the street signs. I don't know if you can see that, they're really small. Apparently, one of the viewers told us this, there were 4 different beaches that came together and made up North Myrtle Beach. So that was kind of interesting. Thanks for sharing that. Appreciate that information. And so this is the Cherry Grove section, but there's 3 other sort of beach sections. Like we showed the Windy Hills section in one of our videos as well. But anyway, it's pretty interesting. So Cherry Grove is at the very northernmost point, as you can see from that inlet, is like right at the very north point of North Myrtle Beach. So a lot of people have mentioned that they like Bolinas. I don't know if I'm saying that right, so leave me a comment if I said that wrong. We're coming up, I think, on Main Street pretty soon, and so we're going to take a drive down that because we did not show Main Street in North Myrtle Beach on our last video. Now we're down to the Ocean Drive section of North Myrtle Beach. You can see it, probably can't read it, but it's a little blue sign on the street signs that lets you know which section you're in. Got some of the bigger high-rises coming up, and also we're now down to Main Street for real this time. So Main Street, as you can see, is perpendicular to Ocean Boulevard, and there's going to be a lot of businesses, gift shops, restaurants, all kinds of stuff, because there's actually not a ton of restaurants and businesses and entertainment on actual Ocean Boulevard. So you got Main Street Suites, Sand Beach Wear, Sky Bar, Nathan's, convenience and liquor store, golf cart rentals, and a chiropractor just in case you need that. Got a thrift store, Hoskins restaurant, Flynn's Irish Tavern. But so all of this, I would consider all of this in walking distance. I mean, we're getting a little far now, but all the things we've shown so far, I would call walking distance from Ocean Boulevard. Of course, depending on where your hotel is. Here's the intracoastal waterway over here to the right. It's really hard to see from this angle. There's a better view of it. And so you'll see a lot of boats going up and down the intercoastal waterway, and we're now headed towards 31, and I want to give that as a tip. If you want to get quickly from North Myrtle Beach to Myrtle Beach, this is a great way to bypass all the traffic. Now we're getting back over to Myrtle Beach, and this is the Fantasy Harbor area. That's where the Hard Rock theme park used to be. And we have a video on that. I'll link that above. It's an older video of ours, but we actually have some footage of the abandoned park in that. And we talked about the history about that. So if you didn't know anything about that, it's pretty interesting history. And now we're crossing the intracoastal again. We are getting down to the main part of Myrtle Beach. You can see the skywheel up there. And we're going to head down towards Family Kingdom. This field right here with this adrenaline adventure place, that used to be the pavilion. There used to be an amusement park there, and we do miss it. It was kind of neat. And so we're gonna head down to Family Kingdom, which is another amusement park, but first we're gonna take a look at some stuff on Ocean Boulevard. All right, there's Peach's Corner. Down there's the skywheel. Wow, looks like a volleyball tournament going on today. So this right now is the main boardwalk area where you saw the volleyball nets. We've got Bergen Beachwear. And we are down in Myrtle Beach proper, just to be clear. So we're not in North Myrtle Beach anymore. This is regular Myrtle Beach. There's a nice view of Myrtle Beach. And we are still going down Ocean Boulevards. We're at the Holiday Sands North. There's the Wayfarer on the right. Sea Gypsy, Sea Cove. And again, if you're wondering where the people are, it is still early. It is about 9:40 now. There's 2nd Avenue Pier with the Wicked Tuna Restaurant. So as you can see, things are pretty much back to normal in Myrtle Beach. I mean, I think most things were back to normal pretty much the very next day, except one exception, which we're going to share with you now. And this is true at the time of this recording, but it may change. Family Kingdom actually had some water damage from the hurricane, and they are closed, and we're coming up on them momentarily. So over on the left up here is the water park. That never did open just because of the current circumstances, but Family Kingdom was absolutely open until Hurricane Isaias came through. And so you can see their sign right here, temporarily closed. They do plan to reopen, but there was a lot of water. They had some water issues from the hurricane. So you can see their little go-karts there, bumper boats, there's their flume. And there's Twist and Shout, which is another one of their coasters besides the big wooden coaster. So you can see the park a lot better from here. I got out of the car to show you. The ocean is straight over there. And so, unfortunately, a lot of this park was underwater. And so I don't know what their schedule is for reopening, but keep that in mind because we definitely have a couple of videos about this place. And like I said, it was open, but not open right now. Hopefully soon. Here's another vantage point. Here's their little train tracks, little motorcycle ride. You see their big wooden coaster over there. Brian said it's awesome, and you can see the ocean from it. So hopefully they'll be open really soon. Also, a lot of people keep asking, are the buffets open? I can't tell you for sure about Captain Benjamin's as far as how they're serving, but most of the buffets have opened again. They just aren't exactly buffet style. They're still all you can eat, but they serve you instead of you just going down the line and serving yourself. But you need to check the website of each individual place because they can all be different and they all may be handling it differently. Here's the front of Captain Benjamin's. And then now we're back to Family Kingdom from the other side. So there's the carousel, got some of the rides, the temporarily closed sign again, and the big wooden coaster. Hope this video has been helpful to you. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. Until our next adventure.